starring Mary Mack, Tim HARMSTON, KOTKIN, music by P. And your host tonight, Josh Paget. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Josh Paget.
Thank you. Welcome to Hollywood Stands Up an Evening with Mary Mack. I'm your host, Josh Paget. Give it up for the band. They just left. They've heard my set many times. They know that that you guys are in good hands. Excited to have Mary Mack on the show. I've been doing comedy shows with her for over 5 years here in Los Angeles. Of course, you guys have known her probably much longer than that. But it's a treat for me to have her here for 30 minutes later tonight. She's picked her two favorite comics, Tim HARMSTON and KOTKIN. Yeah, some of you guys know those guys. She had to pick two of her favorite comics. She couldn't decide on one, so she picked two. And then you guys, by audience vote, will determine who she has to marry. That's the way the show works. I don't know if you guys know. That is completely not true. She will decide. You guys have no input in any of that. Neither do I. I would have chosen me off the lineup. That's who I would have chosen. I apologize if I'm a little slow or low in energy, but I did have lunch at the Olive Garden today, and their waiters just never stopped bringing breadsticks. Probably because I never stopped eating the breadsticks. The Olive Garden likes to pretend that they're in a nice Italian restaurant, but really, we know with the all-you-can-eat breadsticks and soup and salad, it's basically a buffet. And not only is it a buffet, but it's a buffet where you don't have to get up, like, shamefully and, like, get a new plate each time. They just bring it to you, and they never stop. Like, even, like, soup, salad, breadsticks. Yeah, here's your entree and more soup, salad, breadsticks. Here's a little dessert and soup, salad, breadsticks. Here's a coffee, here's your bill, and soup, salad, breadsticks inside the bill. What? Stop it with the breadsticks. I've had enough, can't you see? I had to go there for lunch because, you guys probably know this, it's ravioli days at Olive Garden. That's right, it's seasonal. Right, if you watch their ads, they try to convince you that it's pasta days at Olive Garden. It's like, well, you have pasta every day. Pasta is not a seasonal item. It's like, no, these are the only 2 weeks where you can get the good ravioli. They like to celebrate it. They like to brag about how authentic their Italian cooking is. They're trying too hard, right? Because they always explain this process like it's going to impress you. Like, each year we send one chef to Italy to observe authentic Italian cooking. And then that chef comes back here and tells two other chefs. And those chefs tell two more chefs. And those chefs tell two more chefs. And those chefs tell at least one person at each of our restaurants has heard of Italian cooking. Olive Garden. When you're here, you're fat. I'm trying to go on a diet. I don't know if anybody has ever tried to do this before, but I'm trying to do it. It's a little bit vexing. The problem I have is that no one ever believes me, right? Like like at the office, like, hey, it's John's birthday, come have a piece of cake. It's like, I really shouldn't. I'm trying to like, yeah, right. Just have the cake. That's a good one. You're dieting, yeah. That's really funny. You are a comedian. I'm gonna come see one of your shows one day. I really will. Even at restaurants, they're like, and for a side dish, would you like French fries or onion rings? Actually, I see in the menu that there's a seasonal fruit option. I'll bring you both, French fries and onion rings. No, I wanted an extra side of ranch, of course. Oh, man, all my dieting efforts are thwarted by one thing. I have willpower, but except for one thing, and that one thing, my Achilles heel, is rice checks. Does anybody else like rice checks? No. No one else likes rice checks. Even the people who make rice checks know that rice checks is a horrible cereal, right? Because every other box of cereal has like a picture of the cereal in a bowl with milk and strawberries for color, except for rice checks. It's like, hey, you can add other stuff to this and make it into another snack. If you just add some pretzels and some nuts, covered in a sauce and bacon. We put the recipe on the back. Just buy our cereal. Please buy our cereal. We know that it sucks. We've made the, if you don't want to make it, we've bagged it. We sell it 2 aisles over. I can't afford rice checks. Who am I kidding? I eat the Ralph's brand hexagrains. It's 40 cents difference, guys, but that's 40 cents you can taste. I'm trying to sneak in exercise. Like, that's a common thing for people. Like, hey, instead of the elevator, take the stairs. Oh, okay. Like, that's, if you're on a Stairmaster, next time you guys are at the gym, because you all look like svelte people who frequent the gym, not me, I wouldn't see you there. 1 flight of stairs is like 3 calories, right? That's my problem. Like, oh, I'm taking the stairs. I'm doing something good. 3 calories. That makes no difference. It's not even a percentage point, people. But so what I tried to do is like, hey, I'll get a bike. I'll bike around to like my errands and stuff, and like sneak that in, you know, because it's good for the economy and the environment and all that stuff. So I got a bike, and the one downside though to riding a bicycle in Los Angeles is that there's no car horn. So when I see attractive young ladies such as yourselves walking down the sidewalk, I can't demonstrate my appreciation for your physical beauty by utilizing my car horn. Instead, I have to yell, hot, you're hot, I think you're hot, I'm riding a bike, wearing a helmet and a backpack, I'm totally sweaty, like a glazed ham. I think you're hot, hop on my pegs and we'll pedal off into the sunset. Honking at a girl is completely impractical, but doing that on a bicycle is even more so. Some of you are wondering, he's done this. He has done this. I just lied to you. I didn't ride my bicycle here tonight because my bicycle was stolen. That's right. What kind of a person steals a bicycle? It's a thief who's environmentally conscious, but socially a dick. And so the thief was like, I want my children to grow up to appreciate the glaciers and the natural rainforest. But this guy and his bicycle, screw him, yoink. That's the sound of one bicycle being stolen and one sad comic writing this joke on his way home. One time I had my bike stolen by the bus. I put my bike on the bus and then it left without me. There goes options A and B. What do you do at that point? Wait for the next bus. I don't know if any of you have ever taken the bus in Los Angeles. I assume that you haven't because you are productive members of society that have learned how to trade goods and services that you can use so they can show up places not wet and smelly from riding in a roving public urinal that circles the city all day. Because that is exactly what the bus is. But I do take the bus, and on it, I see something that's surprising to me, is that there is graffiti on the bus. Yeah, I'll say that again because it bears repeating. There is graffiti on the bus. That means that there's a gang out there that wants you to know they ride the bus. What gang is like, that's right, we ride the 212. The 212 to the 183, that's our territory. That's our turf. And we will fight you for it. We'll throw down anytime, anywhere. Until 11:56, that's the last bus. It connects back to... All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the sad end of my sad tales. Thank you. All right, Mary's first comic is the author of a new book recently published by Penguin entitled Please God, Let It Be Herpes, a heartfelt quest for love and companionship. Please welcome to Acme, Carlos KOTKIN.
Here in my Carlos, I feel perfectly safe. I feel down every day. It's the only way to live in Carlos.
Thank you. That's how I dance, like the way Rayman moves when he's agitated. That is how I do it. I feel like we could be friends. Okay, so a little bit more about me. When I go to the movies, I like to sit against the wall and feel the carpet, the grooves of the carpeting with my finger while I watch that. It's not sexual, it's not perverted, it just gives me a sense of security for whatever reason. And many moons ago, band, I went to see a feature film called Road to Perdition, starring two-time Academy Award winner Tom Hanks. And I got there late, and the theater was packed. It was opening weekend, Tom Hanks. And so I had to stand in the back as I waited for my eyes to adjust to see where I could sit. And I was standing along the back wall of the theater. So I'm watching Tom Hanks with the mustache, and I'm doing this. And I'm doing this for a little while, and then I dig in a little deeper, and the wall moves away from me because the wall doesn't want to be touched anymore. And I thought that was strange. So I turn and I look, and I'm looking, I study the darkness, and I realize that I'm not standing against the back left wall of the theater. I'm standing along the back row of the theater, and I'm not touching the carpeting. I'm touching the side of a middle-aged man's head. Now, in my defense, the dude had hair that felt like wall carpet. It just did. And I still didn't have anywhere to sit, so I'm standing there, very uncomfortable, and I'm thinking, I've just been fingering the side. And then I got more uncomfortable because I thought, this dude has just been letting me finger. He didn't say anything. Who just sits there and... My best guess is that he liked it, right? It was like a long-time fantasy, and as I started, he was like, it's finally happening. I don't know, but I just want to clear it up in case that was you. That's just one of my things that I do. That's all. I didn't, and I tell this every time I come out for the last 12 years, just in case. And so far, I haven't found the guy. But I'm sorry if that was anyway. So I readily admit that I'm kind of a freak. We all are. I see that you're all freaks, and that's good. But because I'm a freak, I've had a lot of trouble meeting anyone. It's just, I wrote a book called Please God Let It Be Herpes. That's how much trouble. I don't have herpes. It's fine. Nobody's gonna. Sorry about that. That was awkward. So I've had a lot of trouble, and I've tried every possible thing that I could to meet women over the years. I tried the speed dating. The first time I went speed dating, I met 30 women, and out of those 30 women that I met, 30 of them never want to see me again. I don't know why I didn't do anything. It's like I wasn't like sitting across from the table and they asked me, what's your favorite movie? And I say, Silence of the Lambs. I was just normal, like maybe it's my shirt. I've owned this shirt since junior high. But so I thought 30, that's weird. That's a fluke. I'm gonna go back and try it again. I met 15 the second time. Out of 15 of them never wanted to see me again. I was 0 for 45 at speed dating. And I thought about it. I thought, I'm going for 100. I can do this, because with the first 45, I wasn't even trying to get rejected. Anyway, I tried this speed dating. I wrote to, I don't know, like 500 or 600 women, and I'd send them messages like, hey, sexy SoCal girl 26, this is Chicken Whisperer. Because I grew up with chickens. I'm an only child. I grew up with chickens, so they were my sisters. They were my posse. And if there's anything you take away from tonight, it's that chickens are not chicken. I don't know who spread that. It's false propaganda. My chickens, I used to put one of my chickens on my shoulder and pretend I was a pirate. And we would walk around the yard. And I would lift rocks for them, and they would eat whatever. One time I lifted a rock, and there was a scorpion, and she just gobbled it up. And I thought she was going to explode, but she's ready for the next scorpion, because chickens are badass. I'm a little more animated than I usually am. It's because I'm passionate about chickens, is what's happening. What else did I do to try to meet women? My mom was my pimp. She would set me up with coworkers and such. And one time my mom set me up on a blind date with a girl who was actually blind. And she was not attracted to me. She was not. I don't want to talk about this. So I don't know. So somehow, some way, magically, I got married. If you can see, this might be. Thank you. This might be blinding you, and it should be because it's brand new. I just got married, and I'm not completely used to it. I like my wife, but she's kind of a cock blocker. I like her. I'm not used to it, like living with somebody. I elbowed her by accident in the face today because I'm just not used to her being there. I was putting my t-shirt on and it was like, bam! She was walking towards me and that's not funny. But anyway, I told her, you can't walk into my elbow like that. I'm sorry. She was laughing, thank God, because I was going to rush her to the emergency room and tell somebody she fell down the stairs. That's not funny. Why am I making jokes that's not funny? I apologize. So what I had to do just before I married her is I decided to ask her parents for their blessing, and I never done that before. And I'd only seen it in the movies, and I didn't know what to do. And they live a few hours away, and I knew them, but I didn't know them that well. I felt like weird driving 2 hours and, being in their living room and kneeling down and saying, I'm here to make a ceremony out of it. That seemed wrong. So I finally thought, well, I guess I'll call them and ask them for permission to marry. But I didn't have their phone number, so I found the mom on Facebook. And I wrote to her and I said, I'm planning a surprise for your daughter. I need your help. I need your phone number. And I want to call you tomorrow. Because I was going to call them and then go ask her and then happily ever after. So she writes back and she says, we're going to be out all day tomorrow. You got to call us today. Your secret's safe. Here's our phone number. I call them. The dad answers. He's like, hey, I know this voice. And the weather, how's the weather doing? And I'm very nervous, and then I thought, maybe I can make this a little more personal if we get on Skype. So I asked them if they had Skype, and they weren't sure about Skype. No, only one of our computers has a camera, and does Skype cost money? And we ended up talking a lot more about Skype than anything else. And I'm explaining, well, you can call anywhere around the world. It's free. It's amazing technology. I could have never invented it, and we're talking for a long time, and I thought, okay, well, if you don't have Skype, that's fine. I'm going to tell you the reason I'm calling. It's not as casual as I made it out to seem. Actually, I'm really, truly feel blessed to have met your daughter. I love her very much, and I gave this very long speech about how much she means to me. And at the end of it, I said, I'm calling because I wanted to ask you for your blessing and to let you know that I'm going to ask her to marry me tomorrow, and this is what I heard. It's exactly what I heard. And I said, hello? Nothing. So I look at my phone and we're still being timed. We're still on. They're not timed. I said, I'm guessing that you guys are feeling a little, I'm getting live. We got 2 minutes. Everybody stay calm. It's going to be fine. So I said, I'm guessing that you guys are a little overwhelmed. I'm going to give you my phone number. I'm going to say it really slowly so you can call me back when you're able to speak. And I did. And then I hung up. And I felt kind of bad. And I didn't know what happened. And I wrote back to the mom on Facebook and I said, I'm not sure if I just upset you for some reason. Maybe you wanted me to go to your house. But here's my phone number. Please call me when you can. And I sat there for like an hour. And finally, the phone rings. An hour later. It's the longest hour of my life. Phone rings. I answered. It's the dad. He says, Carlos, we're so sorry. The power went out. And right away, my first question was, at what point did the power go out? And he said, we were talking about Skype. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yes, that does deserve applause. We found out later, I gave a big long speech about your daughter. He said, well, give it again. And I did. It was a lot easier the second time around because I had the rehearsal, you know. I got a little emotional the first time. I was starting to cry when I was ready, and the second time I was like, whatever, I love your daughter. Well, we found out later that what happened was a guy driving a garbage truck crashed into a power pole right when I said, now I need to talk about something really important. So the moral of the story is go to the in-laws' house in person and look them in the eye and say, I love your daughter. Thank you guys very much.
I feel safe as a ball. I can knock on the doors. It's the only way to live in Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos KOTKIN, everybody! Not only was that story embarrassing for him, but it kind of screws up our reality show game that we're doing tonight, huh? He's already married. No one remembers that joke. That's fine. Forget about it. Ladies and gentlemen, our next comedian has been seen on Comedy Central's Live at Gotham and on The Late Show with David Letterman. Please welcome him here to ACME, Tim HARMSTON.
Tim is on my side. Yes, he is.
Josh and Carlos and Elemental P, please be so kind as to... Wow, I'm so excited to be here. I was thinking about how patriotic I am, and I really love our country. I just really do. But some people, everything needs to be bigger and better all the time in this country. And I was watching a home makeover show, and this woman came on, and she was like, my name is Ann Johnson. We live in suburban Houston. We have 4 children, but we only have 1.5 bathrooms. I can't live like this anymore. And you know there's a guy in Ecuador who's like, my name is Rodrigo. I live in a hollowed out banana tree and I shit in an alligator skull. I can't live like this anymore. We'd like central air. I don't even know what the hell that is. I know it's not football season, but my mind's on football right now. And I'd like to take the opportunity to tell you about my favorite player. His name was Ronnie Lott. He played for the San Francisco 49ers. He was number 42. He was about 6'2", about 240 pounds, ran a 4.5 40-yard dash. Just a destroyer of human beings. In one game, he got his finger stuck in the helmet of an opposing player, and it broke it in several places. And he came off to the sideline, and the team doctor said, oh my God, look at your finger. It's just mangled. You know, we're going to have to put that in a cast, and you're going to miss the rest of the season. And you know what Ronnie Lott said? He said, cut it off. Cut it off. I'm not missing any football. And that reminds me of a story about myself. A couple nights ago, I was doing an open mic, and I came on stage. It was one of those microphone stands, not too dissimilar from that one, and the cord was all wrapped around the stand, and I spent like a minute just untangling it, you know, like this, and all of a sudden I felt a twinge in my wrist. I was like right in here, like I'm not a doctor, but I don't know what this area is called, but it was really sore and tender. But I just kept telling jokes. I just kept telling them because I knew that there was no way I was going to miss this show at ACME. So, thank you. Yeah, I'm a very courageous performer. Thank you. I'm a very courageous person. And what a lot of people don't understand is about Ronnie Lott, about his legend, is that he took that severed pinky and he had it taxidermied and he mounted it to the front of his helmet. And you hear a lot of these illegal helmet-to-helmet hits. Well, that was Ronnie Lott, because he would come in with his helmet and he blinded 74 current or former NFL players. I overthink things a lot. And sometimes they call it OCD in the medical world, OCD, obsessive compulsive. My brain starts working and I can't stop it. You know, and the other day I was thinking, what am I going to do when I die? And I thought, you know what? I want to be cremated. I want to have my ashes put in the Namakagon River in northern Wisconsin where I canoe. But then I thought, gosh, there's a lot of carp in that river, Tim. And carp are bottom feeders, and I was worried maybe a carp would just go and suck up all of my ashes, and then I'd be in a carp for eternity. And then what if that carp washed ashore and got eaten by a bear? And then what if the bear wandered off into the woods and attacked a Boy Scout camp, and then the DNR had to come and tranquilize that bear and send it to Washington, D.C. for laboratory analysis, and then they put it on one of those garbage barges out in the Atlantic Ocean, and then they just kind of push it overboard, and it gets caught in one of those Gulf streams and just sort of floats down around the tip of South Africa and up past Madagascar and into the Indian Ocean, where it sort of like gently comes to rest at the bottom of the seafloor next to Osama bin Laden. Now that's a worst case scenario. It's a worst case scenario. But you overthink things. Another thing where I think we overthink things is with sex, right? Like people tend to, they get a little bit, you don't need to be uptight about sex. You know, it's like it's natural. And the hardest thing, there's a lot of couples here, the hardest thing to do if you're in a relationship is introduce your partner to your fetish. It's really hard. I read in one of those advice columns that what you do is you just kind of drop a hint. See how that goes. So the other day I was walking around with my lady and I was like, ooh, this sweater it's warm and cozy, like someone taking a poo on my chest. Don't overthink it, guys. I like to do, before I go, what I like to do for every show is I do a joke that's never been done before. You gotta press yourself, push yourself forward as a writer and a comedian. Do you guys have just a second for me to try one thing before I get out? Thank you. Remember, I'm very courageous. There's a show on TV, it's called River Monsters, and it's on the Discovery Channel. It is awesome. They go around the world, they pull out giant fish, and they're ugly, and they have like beards and mustaches and hipster hats, and there's one fish on there, and it's not very big at all, but it's famous. It's this big, but it's famous because it swims up the man's peeper. Yeah, and it happened to a guy in Brazil, and they did a reenactment on River Monsters, and I'm going to do a reenactment of that reenactment. And his name, I think his name is like Paulo or Paulo, I think. Okay, he's a construction worker in Brazil. Hey! It's my lunch break. I think I'm going to cool off in the Amazon River. Bad idea. While I'm in here, I think I'm going to take a leak. Second bad idea. Because that's when that little fish knows. And that little fish swam as fast as he could across the Amazon River. And he went like right up in there. Right up in there. You know what he does when he gets up in there? He deploys barbs so you can't pull him out. You guys have been so much fun. Thank you. I'm not done. Not done. It's, you know, you do a new joke. It's a lot of it's timing in comedy. You gotta know. You gotta know. I've been doing the most humiliating thing that a man can do. I color my own hair. Now you buy it at Walgreens. It's called Just for Men, and their slogan is "Stay in the game." You take it home and then you just strip down naked, or that's how I do it. And then you put on these cheap, flimsy plastic gloves like you're making a Subway. Shake it up, squirt it on your head, rub it in. Now look, your eyes will water up because of the toxic fumes. And that's okay because you don't want to see the mirror in front of you reveal a 39-year-old comedian with auburn brown rivers of shame running down its forehead. Dripping onto a pale, distended white belly. Creating what appears to be a pantsless chocolate sundae. And they make it for your beard and mustache too. Like, why not just shave it off at that point? You can't possibly comb that shit into your stash without having weird thoughts. Like, oh, I'm gonna get the most beaver at the square dance. You guys, I recently had hemorrhoids. That's embarrassing. That's humiliating. I was on a road trip to Atlanta, 2,000 miles. And on the way back, I thought, did I sit on a scorpion? I did not. I didn't. I went to the doctor. He said, I've got grave news. You've got hemorrhoids. And I said, what do I do? Do I have my family come over and talk to the priest and look at MRIs? Like, how does it work? He's like, no, we just take it off with a scalpel. And I was like, okay. Yeah, it was a really severe case. So I went into this is a joke I always like to do before Mary Mack. I went in into the examination room, and the nurse said, take off your clothes, put on this robe, and hold out your hand. And she put a jelly on there. It was this red jelly, and she goes, this will numb up your area, so put it on the affected, situation. I didn't know what affected meant. I started kind of putting it on my face. I said, no, your butthole. Put it on your butthole. So I did that. I put it down there, and it was supposed to numb it up. And then they said, get in this chair. It's got like stirrups where you put your feet up like that, like a baby making chair or a baby reverse baby having chair. And so now I'm super vulnerable. My junk is flopping down, smelling like strawberries. It's the cream, it smells like strawberries. And I thought, that I would make a joke because I'm a comedian and it's very tense. So I said, ooh, that strawberry jelly really does make my butthole numb. And the medical staff didn't laugh at all. And so the doctor cut me open and it really hurt, like really hurt. And so I screamed out, is there any way I can get more strawberry jelly to make my butthole more number? Why would you skimp on the strawberry butt jelly? Is that not included in the copay? Like, I'll go to Costco and get a 10-gallon drum of Smuckers and mix it with Bengay or whatever the hell it is. I'll never, ever show up without enough strawberry butt jelly. As long as I live. All right, that's a weird place to stop, but I'm going to stop. Thank you guys very much. This has been a lot of fun.
Tim is on my side. Yes, he is.
Tim HARMSTON, everybody, huh? comics and the lives we lead. Ladies and gentlemen, are you guys ready for your headliner? The main event. She hosts a monthly show in Los Angeles called the North Star Comedy Hour and Meat Raffle. Coming to you from Minnesota, Wisconsin, and all points in between. Please welcome Mary Mack.
Miss Mary Mack, all dressed in black, black with big black buttons all down her back. Miss Mary Mack.
Oh man, you guys! What about all your comedians and LMNOP? They're just so fun. It's so fun. How did you guys meet each other? You're gonna need this.
I have one over here.
No, oh, yeah. Oh. How long you been playing music?
Since I was early teens.
Early teens?
Yeah. That's awkward. Yeah, early teens.
Oh, how long you been playing together?
Since middle school.
Oh my God! Wow.
4 years ago.
Wow. Where are you based out of?
Upstate New York. Syracuse, New York.
No.
It's true.
Well, I was just there. Why don't you come out to that show? It would have saved you a lot of money. What are you just making your way through, or just what's going on?
We live here now.
Oh, you live here now. Oh God, I didn't get anything out of that. Okay, great. Well, how long? What do you think you're gonna stay, or what's the situation? Are you hurting for money? What is going on? Do you have other side projects? What is your name?
I'm Nick.
Nick and
I'm Joel.
Joel.
Yeah,
Joel. So sometimes you get a little creative, Nick, and you're like, "Oh, sorry, Joel. I just want to do a drum set today. I'm gonna play maybe at Amalfi. I don't need a guitar. They just want drum set.
I kind of feel like that right
in the
now.
back. Sometimes. God, you guys are really quiet. Thank you. That was all right. Yeah. Oh, lady, you're nice. You don't have to help me. It doesn't get any better. No, thanks for coming out. Okay. This is super fun. I just found out I was pregnant. Yeah, with rage. I know. I got a lot of anger now, and I'm keeping it inside. And the lady who I pay to listen to me talk, actually the lady who the government pays to listen to me talk. I know. I got a grant for being unstable. She said, "Oh, you gotta get a punching bag, get your anger out." And I was like, that's not me. I come from quiet, productive people. Very my great uncles. They came here on a boat from Norway, and the boat was sinking, and they had to keep chiseling the ice off their boat to stop from dying. So what I'm saying is we're busy, and it's in your genes. So I can't do the drama of a punching bag. So instead, I got a piñata because you're angry and celebrating at the same time. And with every swat at the piñata, it's like a little piece of your anger floats to the ground in a delicate, sweet morsel. Oh, remember the time your brother stole the engine out of your car? That's all wrapped up here in this Tootsie Roll. So what I'm saying is, why punch your way to feeling better when you can eat your way to feeling worse? So you got comfort food? Do you have a comfort food, ma'am? Yeah, miss. Jesus, that's a good one. That's a good one. What about you, Joel? You got comfort food? Pizza? Thank you guys for being normal. What about ice cream, Nick? You ever try that?
Love ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah, it makes you feel good. What about sweetened condensed milk?
Not so much.
No, is it? Clap if you'd ever tried that. Oh, yeah, these are my people. This is so good. It's like honey and ice cream all wrapped up together. You guys, it's like if a bee flew up a cow's butthole. Yeah, and then like it pollinated something in there, and it was like sprinkle, sprinkle, and then that cow gave birth to not a baby cow, but just like another cow. Okay, and it was made out of powdered sugar, and it was so sweet and innocent, and you could just milk it right away, and sweet and condensed milk would come out of that cow. That's how good it is. It's that good. I was born premature, and it has severely. I came out a day early, so I'm a preemie. It has severely affected me. And you think you'd be on time if you're a preemie, right? You'd be early to everything, but you're not. You're real bad with directions sometimes. You're a slow processor. You borrow money from people and you forget to pay it back. What else happened today? I don't even have a little toe, everybody. Don't even have a little toe. That's what you get the last day you're in your ma's tum. Little toe. I don't have it, LMNOP. I just have like a dried up olive on the corner of my foot. It's just all shriveled and dry, like you forgot it under the Thanksgiving table. And so there's fresh pimento shooting out the top. I did that for myself. It's just, I don't get down, things could be worse. Like one time I knew this gal, she was born with her thumb and her index finger stuck together just like this. Like everything's okay, but not really. And she stayed positive. So, you should see my brother's toes. He's 6'8". Yeah, so his toes are the size of little people. And they're all webbed, everybody, because he was overdue. So, yeah, the baby-making genies were in there like, I don't know, I guess we just keep building crap. Okay. I forgot to tell you 4 things, but I like to say 4 things before I start. And I do a tutorial before I start. 1, I'm not from here. I don't know what you know. 2, I'm a delicate flower. 3 is, did you know Hemingway wrote poetry, not just not just the book novels? Did you know that? Well, now you do. And they blame him for the 6-toed cats down in Key West. Okay, so this was all important. 4, the Red Box is a DVD station outside of a Walgreens or a McDonald's. Did you know that? You can get them yourself? Fudge, no wonder. Okay, so that's important. A lot of people, I've been doing a lot of shows in Los Angeles because I was sick of people appreciating me for what's on the inside. And do you guys feel that? Yeah. So, it's very fancy here and I don't like it. I gotta wear a lot of makeup just to look plain. And so, different. And a lot of people think I'm a new age sort of gal here because I got a nondescript hairstyle and I'm sort of butch and I can talk to the rabbits. So they have so much, and I don't even get new age. New age, what's that? Herbs and soil? That's old age. That new age is just the new old age. So it's nothing. It's just current. So, okay. You guys got really serious when I was erasing this part of my brain. So they think I want to know things that they read in the books that were on Oprah. When that was, remember Oprah? Okay. She would have a series of books to read on there to better they read The Secret, okay, and they're like, you're gonna start a vision board. Like, what is that? What do you do for that? Well, you go to the Walgreens. It's very spiritual. You go to Walgreens, you get your poster board, then you go buy a Vogue magazine, and you cut out things you need in life, like health, money, and plump lips, and hope the universe sends you that. And I was like, that's not even new age. That is like, that my mom is 71. She has a hopes and dream board, and she never read The Secret. She calls it her hopes and dreams board, not her vision board. You want to know what's on there? Cutout of a pasta salad. Okay. Biggest joke Stearns County, Minnesota ever heard. But that's what's on there. And then they say things like, you gotta live in the now, Mary Mack, live in the now. I'm like, duh, that is ridiculous. The now, that's like, you don't even know what the now is till a little bit after the now. You don't. You're not psychic, right? You need time for your senses to perceive the now. Like, oh, that must have been the now. And you know, like, so I know. So I'm living life in the later. God, you want to enjoy it. So listen though, I dabble in the now because I have both physical and mental problems. And thank you for responding to the seriousness at which I remarked that. Let's just back up. So this morning, what problems? Okay, let's back up to this morning. So I got up this morning and put some ointment on my lip sore. And that was wait, that's not even the first thing. First thing, I got up this morning and I was like, oh, I woke up. Then I crossed it off my list. Because you never know. You don't know. That's a victory. So cross it off. Second, dab, 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 ointment. It's not a lip sore from anything good. Okay? That's just how my body chooses to express itself. So we got that. Third thing, I look around and I see if I still have vision, because 12 years ago I got LASIK surgery because I had a coupon. And yeah, that wasn't a good time to get it. They didn't even know how to spell it yet. With an S or a Z, what do we stick in the middle? But they're already doing it. So I did that, and every day I have this anxiety about, oh my God, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, today could be the day the flap comes down. And drive with a pair of prescription glasses on the seat next to me. Do I know they're the right prescription for when the flap does come down? I don't even know that. I don't even know. Is it not better just to drive with the one good eye and maybe close the bad eye? That could be a better route. So the fourth thing in the day I do is I go to the mirror and I see if my eyebrows have grown back yet. Because does anybody do this? Anybody a picker? Anybody? Come on, no? Okay, so we got one. Well, I don't eat them though, because I'm not a sicko, okay? I saw that on TV. I don't eat them. What I do, however, is I place them gently on the windowsill, should a robin chance to come by and want to build a nest. Not a full-size nest. I know, it's just like a little nest. Like, it's just one egg, one robin egg. Like, you could shit out one robin egg in that. It's a koozie cup for a robin egg. I don't get down about it. I don't. I use the time it takes for my eyebrows to grow back as a sort of medieval form of time measurement, you know? By the time these eyebrows have engaged once again, the mutton will have cured. And 3 moons will have passed since the last communal stoning. Prepare thy dowry, shearing time draws near, milady. God damn it, took you guys like 10 minutes to get on my wavelength. I'm never asking Carlos or Tim to open again. It's all my own self now. It's just, I'm doing my own opener and I get a candle too. So yeah, eyebrows, all that. That's every morning. And they can't give me pills for it. 'Cause I took a pill once from a doctor this time. And I remember thinking, oh my God, this pill does not match my personality. And it didn't matter because I had to get somewhere. So I get into my rental car, which is parked in Los Angeles. And I remember thinking, because it makes your brain feel fuzzy. Is anybody currently taking these? There's a variety of brands. They all make you feel like the brain's on the outside of the skull, guys. And so I get into the rental car, and then I have to get in gently so I don't damage my brain. And then I get in, and I see an RV in front of me, and I'm like, oh, surely I have enough space to pull out safely into traffic around this RV and continue on. So I did. And that's when I heard the sound of real shitty Korean rental car metal scraping up against a high-quality 1970s Winnebago steel. And the thing shook, because that's what happens when you ram something, just shakes. And I know, and I looked at it, and it almost looked like I didn't even try to pull out, and it almost looked like I did it on purpose. But, so anyway, I'm like scared, and that guy, I woke that guy up. So, he comes, so I was like, well, I guess I don't have to figure out how to deal with this. And he comes out, very nice Mexican gentleman, and I know he's super nice because he buckled up his pants before he started yelling at me. He's over here, and I pull around, like I still have to like pull around and gouge the car to get disconnected. It's got red paint on the RV, like it's dying, and it's bleeding, and the man is yelling at me in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, and I don't even speak Korean because I can't get the electronic windows down I didn't grow up with these luxuries. Like I don't have electronic windows. But so there's glass and Spanish, so many barriers. So I just get out of the car and I'm like, no insurance, so sorry. Oh my God, he knew what that meant. So I know, and he was like, you just go. And I was like, oh my God. So the point of that story is sometimes illegal immigrants are good. Thank you. Wow. Well, listen. I've rammed somebody 3 times now, and they've all been illegal. I'm so fortunate. So I can't take the pills, because that happens. And so what I do is I do yoga, and for my dabbling in it, I've been learning a good move. Who's feeling hostile here? Anybody? Feeling hostile? Okay, good. Everybody. So when you're feeling negative, what you do is put both hands in the ground, okay? And then put like this foot up in the air, right? And what happens is all your negative energy sort of just shoots out your big toe, okay? And it shoots out your big toe and it makes a rainbow. Yeah, a negativity rainbow. And it lands on a baby in an airplane. Thanks, guys. Sometimes I say that joke 2 times. Yeah, I don't even know what they're saying at the end of that class. They're chanting stuff in there, and it's always like Shanti, 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 Namaste. I don't even know what it means, so I always throw Amen at the end, as if to say I appreciate your culture, but I'm only visiting. I don't know. So the first part, this is an abbreviated part. I'm working on this anti-one-woman show I got, and so that's an abbreviated first part about anxiety, and then the second part is where I blame my mother for it. But I feel like maybe we should have like a buffer. So, what's that? Oh yeah, I did write a poem about sweetened condensed milk. I can share. So we have a little buffer. Good night. No, that's the first poem in my series. Yeah, no, that happens at night. Good night, sweet, sweet, sweet condensed milk. I'm going to bed. People, circa 1998, people said that something was the bomb when that thing was right and good. And that is exactly you. The right and good. Therefore, you are the bomb. The bomb of the notion that somehow somebody quintupled the rightness and goodness of eggnog and crammed it down into an unassuming can with cows on the front. And yippee-ki-yay, you taste nothing like beef. Thank you. That's my poem. The second in a volume of 568 poems about sweetened condensed milk. And continue. Just found out my ma's been hoarding meat. Do you see why you needed a buffer? Yeah, 4 freezer chests of meat, guys. And I gotta do something about it because everybody else in my family's a piece of shit. Don't worry, they don't have the internet. They do have neighbors, though. So I keep going up north. I have to drive from Minneapolis a couple hours north into the forest so I can eat some of my mom's meat because she keeps filling it in. And it's like, really she's dealing with some depression. And she's supposed to go to therapy, but instead she joined a second bowling league. And no, it's always bowling. Like, that's where she finds her center. And even growing up, every Sunday we had to go watch on television. My mom forced us to watch her bowling tutorial on Channel 9, 10 a.m. on Sundays, while all the other kids got to go to church. Okay? So now when I'm older, I don't even go bowling anymore. You want to know why? Don't believe in it. So I'm eating the meat and I'm trying to eat it in, and she just keeps filling this caving in like quicksand, and it just fills in. And I'm like, God, the other day I ate a pork loin from 07. Yeah. Oh, it's dated. That's good. Don't worry, it tasted fine. 07 was a good year for pork. So, and I'm trying, and I don't want to, being from Minnesota, Wisconsin area, I don't want to actually address the real problem. So I've been researching. Yeah, it's expensive to run 4 freezer chests, and I pay her bills. So, and she has the NFL ticket. Like, you can't have everything. You can't live like a queen, And so I've been researching solar panels, because I'm like, I can't, there's got to be an eco-friendly way to avoid confrontation. And not have to address the problem. And, a lot of people don't believe in antidepressants, but for a while there, my mom was taking them, and I felt great. So I have nothing against them now. And so here I am, and the time goes by, whatever. One day my niece comes into my house. I bought a house because they were on sale. Not here, though, because I want to keep it. And my niece comes in my house. She goes, "Oh, did you hear the news?" It's like, oh no, what news? And she goes, oh, Grandma has a pet raccoon now. It's like, because we're from the woods, you know, like I'm the rebel in my family because I moved somewhere there's tar. And she goes, Grandma has a pet raccoon. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because my niece is a dishwasher / model. So nothing is weird to her, okay? It's like she goes into work with her high heels and her knotted up Green Bay Packer oversized t-shirt. So, yeah, it's a friendly raccoon, duh. And, like, I don't need to deal with this right now. I can't, no. Somebody else can step in. Somebody else can try to be stable, okay? Like, I tried being an alcoholic once, but I kept getting full. So now, I have to deal with everybody's problems. So I'm like, just, no, you're only one person, you can't do it. I just finished a picnic camp from 05. Like, I'm done. So a few days later, my mom calls out, and she's like, oh, did you hear the news? And I go, no. And she goes, oh, your mother has a friend now. I'm like, she said it like she met an 85-year-old man and like I have a new dad now or something. And I was like, oh, God. And she goes, yeah, it's a raccoon friend. She's like, one night I went out on the porch and I said, here, kitty, and a raccoon came instead. And she's like, yeah, it lets me pet it, and it kind of cuddles up with me and everything. She's like, I know it's not rabid because the eyes aren't mattery. That's not science. Like, I was in the ungifted and untalented program, you guys. I know that doesn't count, like Jeffrey Dahmer's eyes weren't mattery either. So I'm like, what? Don't judge. Like, this could be fantastic. Maybe things are looking up for us now. Your mom has a pet raccoon. How long is that light been on? How long? 1 minute left? Okay, yeah, all right, awesome. Plus, Carlos did shorter, so I could do a little bit. Thanks. Yeah, I will keep on going. That means faster in, what do you call it on the water?
You know, screw it, I'll just talk to you. You're fine, carry on.
Oh, Dan, everybody, Dan Kane. That's what I try to get everybody involved. So, oh, yeah. So I'm like, this could be great. This raccoon could be great for your mom. And she continues in the way she does, and she goes, yeah, this raccoon is so nice, though. I'm just afraid it might be somebody else's raccoon. I'm like, what? Why can't you just enjoy this, Mother? Like, you got a raccoon now. Like, things are looking up for us. And I tried so hard. I was like, you live on 40 acres of woods. Anybody else around is only a part-time resident. Logistically and spatially, the odds are in your favor here. And I told her the fact that she did not respond, and she's like, so finally, I had to appeal to her like the old Republican and the new Democrat, and I had to just rely on emotions alone. Like, I've been, okay, so I said, well, this raccoon, it probably went up to Donnie's trailer. You could feel Donnie just wasn't a good person. Wasn't even American. Didn't feel right. He didn't feel right. But this raccoon saw your house and just kind of felt you were a good guy, good gal, and and you didn't read too many books, and you weren't too educated. I'm talking about presidential, not my ma, she's fine. And she was like, oh yeah, she's like, you're right. Like, what? Like, so she totally bought it. Like, the rest of the country buys this BS. Like, just ignores the facts, and I've been learning from these campaigns. And she's like, yeah, you're right. You're right. He does like me. I'm a good person. It probably is my raccoon. Like, Jesus. And I felt so good. I felt so good because I made my mom feel so good. And then I was like, hold on. Like, look at the facts. Your mom is petting and cuddling with what could be a diseased rodent. And she's luring it into the house using goddamn hot dogs. So, but thanks for letting me tell that story. But it hurts me. The good thing is those hot dogs were old anyway, so they had to get used up. So in a one-woman show, oh, look at that. Somebody put a thing. Things would change, right? Things would change, and like the character would go through some big catharsis and have some sort of character change and go on a journey. But that's not what real life is. And like in real life, nobody changes. Everybody just stays a piece of shit. So, you know, like it's fine for Broadway, but this is real life. So, but you gotta think positive because shit makes flowers grow. And, okay, so none of you will be coming to that program. Thanks for letting me do the long stuff, and thanks Tim and Carlos. And then real quick, end on something happy. My people say, oh, what's the difference between performing in LA and the Midwest? And I'm like, oh, in the Midwest, we like to save our skinny jeans for a special occasion. And like, that's a night out on the town. You don't want to wear them out, you know? And I also don't like to wear them because they're a tight pant, guys. They're a very tight pant. And they're hindering the growth of cellulose I am trying to cultivate on the back. Is it cellulite or cellulose? Cellulite. I got a YouTube comment about it, and I try to check myself every time. Cellulite I am trying to grow on the back of my legs, okay? Because that is handy. What if you're walking down the street, someday somebody's got a knife, they shank you, okay? And they're like, ah, son of a bitch, I hit an air pocket. And so, it could save your life. So that's the argument against skinny jeans. Now here's an argument for skinny jeans, because this isn't Fox News, and I give both of the sides of the story. Okay. I hate ukulele, but I travel with it because I don't care if somebody steals it. Yep. Save my skinny jeans for a skinny jean occasion. Like if I were riding my bicycle really fast, like away from a predator, and I didn't want my pant cuffs to get stuck in the chain. Will I save my skinny jeans for times like these? Okay. Here's your part. Well, I save my skinny jeans. I save my. Oh my God! You totally got. Well, I save my skinny jeans. Well, I save my skinny jeans. Well, I save my skinny jeans for desperate means or measures. And if you don't wanna sing up there, you sing. Save my skinny jeans for times like these. Okay. Another time you might wanna use them. Yep. Okay. I save my skinny jeans for a skinny jean occasion. Like if I were riding a passenger train, there another passenger train headed directly at us, going super fast, and then we crashed head on, and there were a lot of sharp protruding objects in that train. A lot of people had on baggy clothing. Not me, I had my skinny jeans. I was like, okay, well, I'll just slip out. I'll see you guys later then. Save my skinny jeans for times like these. 2, 3, well, I save my skinny jeans. 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 Well, I save my skinny jeans for desperate means. Well, I save my skinny jeans for times like these. Okay, now get ready. It's a solo. kazoo. Well, I save my skinny jeans for times like these. You guys, thank you for coming out and supporting. It was really nice of you. We'll get Josh back. Thanks, Elemental P.
Save my skinny jeans, save my skinny jeans. Well, I save my skinny jeans, skinny jeans. Well, I save my skinny jeans for times like these.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our show. Mary Mack. Give it up for Mary Mack, Tim HARMSTON, Carlos KOTKIN, Elemental P. Please welcome back out to the stage, Mary Mack. Thank you. Good night.
Miss Mary Mack, 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 all dressed in black, black, black with big